Hey guys, it's Chandler again, back with another video, and today we're gonna just be kind of going on a little rant. It's gonna be more focused on the technology side of things. I should be doing finals right now, but I needed a break, so I said, "Fuck it, let's make a video." And yeah, let's get into it. So, you know, what we're doing, we're back to playing COD and shit like that. But I did want to talk about. I guess this can be like the closest thing I'm probably gonna do to the Xbox Series X review, and it's really just talking about the next gen. I don't even know how to say this. Would this be next gen or would this be for current gen? Because I still see current gen as it just puts into perspective of, I guess, what you have. Um, and one of the things that I do see is that next gen, well, current gen, which is the Xbox Series X, the new one at least, and the PS5 are significantly better in all sorts of ways. And it's I've been looking at this, and I've been really debating this decision of me actually moving over and spending the money to be able to move over. Um, and I was really like, looking at gameplay and things like that to see like if my purchase was actually worth it. Um, because as you know, they do the same thing. Obviously, they play the same games and all of that, but I'm talking about the experience as a whole. So as we look at a game like Cyberpunk, Cyberpunk was a really big game that was really hyped up and was, I think, was being developed for over 5 years. Um, or it was just in the works for 5 years. So they had it planned to be launched on last gen, which would be the Xbox One and the PS4. Things like even the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X can't even handle the game. It's dipping below 30 frames per second, which is like insanely messed up. Saying that that these consoles were still being sold brand new. I think to this day, I don't know. No. I take that back. They're being sold brand new just 2 months before, just 2 months ago. Um, so they can't really like make it like obsolete, but they can, yes, move away from it. Um, developers are like developers with making games and stuff like that are like being fucking hit with. They have to make it cross gen right now, and it's really hard to make. I guess it's really hard to make it cross gen because of the amount of technology that they're limited to on these last gen consoles, and it's really scary because these consoles literally just came out, which would be the Xbox Series X and the PS5. Um, and which is fucked up because it's not everybody can afford the to upgrade to current. I'm just gonna say next gen. It would just make it easier. Not everybody can afford to make it um up to the next gen, which is crazy. It's either at this point, if you are on last gen, it's that like developers are looking. Developers might be looking at just not even making the games for the last gen console or current gen console. Um, I say that because they just have to optimize it for every single series of the Xbox One or the PS4. So that would mean the PS4, the PS4 Slim, PS4 Pro, and then you would also have to make it for the Xbox One, the Xbox One S, the Xbox One X, all at three different levels of fucking three different levels of like technology in them. Obviously the Xbox One S and the PS4 Slim are about the same as the original consoles, just smaller with a little better like frame rate and resolution. But it just doesn't make any sense how Cyberpunk, I guess that's like the worst case scenario and like what's going on. Um, but it really just it that game really just fucked it. It's like Crisis for the PC, Crisis and Doom when they first came out. Those games made the PCs like fucking go hard. Like it was crashing like SLI 1080 Ti's. It was crashing fucking insane graphics cards at the point in time. And to this day, it's like people still use it as a benchmark because of how crazy those games are. And I feel like that's the same for Cyberpunk. I know PCs are destroying the frame rates. Obviously, I know Series X and PS5 are staying at the cap 60, I believe. Or at least what it's optimized for. I believe it's cap 60 right now. But there's that. Um, but I feel like once it does get optimized, it's gonna be a completely different story for these consoles, which is it's quite scary. Because people who can't afford to obviously move on to the or to upgrade to the next system, they're just gonna end up not being a gamer in the long run, which is fucked because the industry really needs all these gamers. And with the amount of sales of PS4 and Xbox One have done, it's quite insane. And just looking at the PS4 in general, they've sold over 100 million consoles, which means that there's about 100 million players on just the PS system alone. Um, so we're looking at well, just if these games stop being optimized for this last gen or current gen, um, you're gonna be losing a lot of gamers, which is scary for the industry. Like I said, it's just an overall bad situation for them to be in, and I feel like although it is being held back, they still need to find. I don't know what they gotta do, but they just have to optimize these games a little better. Like I get you can't really drop anything. That's the problem. Can't really drop anything. You can't drop the frame rate. You can't drop the graphics because overall it would just be a shitty experience. I'm saying the lowest that they could probably go is 720/30, but that's still a terrible experience. Like if I'm being honest, your frames are just gonna be jumping all over the place. It's gonna feel like you're playing on a fucking Nintendo Switch, um, which is terrible. We didn't see this on the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One, the release, or the PS3 and the PS4 when they released because they obviously, they were just better, I guess. Or nah, I don't take that. I take that back. They weren't better. Just the technology at the time wasn't readily cheap and available. I'm looking at these graphics cards that they're being put into the PS5 and Xbox Series X are fucking ridiculous. Um, I know the cards alone, if they were actually, if AMD were actually selling these, it would be well over $500 mark. As you can see, these graphics are fucking insane. I think the Xbox Series X has a 12 terabytes in it, which kind of equates it to like a 2080, not a Ti, which is stupid because 2080 Ti just means titanium. Um, but it equates to about a 2080, and things like the cards in these I know the PS5 has a 10 teraflops in its GPU, allowing it to be like a more like a 2060. The Xbox does have it above that. And that's like not biased at all. It's literally just facts. Um, but yeah, the graphical power going into these things are actually like 20 series fucking cards. Um, making it just as it's making it like probably the best PC that you could build for $500. Well, in my opinion. I mean, you're not gonna find a PC that probably runs 4K at 120 frames, um, like almost anywhere. Well, that's also another caution. They not all games are run at 4K 120, and I don't think any game is running at 4K. Anyways, moral of the story is that these next gen consoles, are insane. And if you do have the chance to upgrade, it's either you upgrade to a next gen, or you upgrade to a PC, which is obviously best case scenario for you. But I don't know anyone trying to drop like obviously I do know people, but if you are in the market just to stay like as a casual gamer, dropping $500 is way cheaper than dropping something at like $1,200 range, which will probably allow you to get maybe like a 3070 and stuff like that. But I know people that if they do want to build a PC, they are looking for the better specs in life. They are looking for just overall a better gaming experience than what they would get on console. Uh, yeah, I guess that's the rant. Anyways, I'll probably upload again today. I'm probably gonna double upload. I want to do a little another video, but anyways, thank y'all for coming out. Ciao.